pessimistic tidak, lebih daripada sikap takbur mendahului nasib. Feel your emotions, live true your passions, keep still your mind. If you really want something, you can figure out how to make it happen. Home is where somebody notices when you are no longer there. Sometimes things become possible if we want them bad enough. The world is already full of critics. To stand out, be an encourager. If you want to see a rainbow, you have to learn to see the rain. Life is like an onion. You peel it off one layer at a time, and sometimes you weep. When the enemy is relaxed, make them toil. When full, starve them. When settled, make them move. The only time you fail is when you fall down and stay down. If the path before you is clear, you're probably on someone else's. It's always the ones who are the quietest, who often have the greatest things to say. I have never known any distress that an hour's reading did not relieve. Things joined by profit, when pressed by misfortune and danger, will cast each other aside. In the end, the world always wins. That's just the way of things. I do not like to repeat successes. I like to go on to other things. You ask me if I keep a notebook to record my great ideas. I've only ever had one. Healthy citizens are the greatest asset any country can have. There is no saint without a past, no sinner without a future. Those who look for the bad in people will surely find it. Truth is as straight as an arrow, while a lie swivels like a snake. At some point, we all look up and realize that we are lost in a maze. I hear and I forget. I see and I remember. I do and I understand. Remember that you are only alive now. This is the only moment you have. Embrace it. Invincibility depends on oneself, the enemy's vulnerability on him. Victory is reserved for those who are willing to pay its price. We need to renew ourselves often. Even temples need renovation. There are not more than 5 primary colors, yet in combination they produce more hues than can ever be seen. Silence is a true friend who never betrays. Keep going. It's not as difficult as you feel it is. Don't give up. What is of supreme importance in war is to attack the enemy's strategy. Keep their friends close and their enemies closer. We have to speak the truth always, at any cost, and no matter what. The company you choose to keep says a lot about who you are. The more powerful the class, the more it claims not to exist. Luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity. Communism is the final logic of the dehumanization of man. Our society is run by insane people for insane objectives. But if a villain can be made, then they can be unmade. If freedom is short of weapons, we must compensate with willpower. Grace isn't a little prayer you chant before receiving a meal. It's a way to live. All the fish needs is to get lost in the water. All man needs is to get lost in Tao. My destination is no longer a place, rather a new way of seeing. Old ways won't open new doors. Life is a full circle, widening until it joins the circle motions of the infinite. The trouble is, you can shut your eyes, but you can't shut your mind. The secret to creativity is knowing how to hide your sources. A smiling lie is a whirlwind, easy to enter, but hard to escape. If you can't explain it to a 6-year-old, you don't understand it yourself. Never get bitter. Life is a medley of good and bad ingredients. He who controls others may be powerful, but he who has mastered himself is mightier still. Sometimes, the best of God's gifts arrive by the shattering of all the window panes. I shall allow no man to belittle my soul by making me hate him. No one is too busy. It's only a matter of priorities. Heard melodies are sweet, but those unheard are sweeter. Art should comfort the disturbed and disturb the comfortable. The truth will set you free, but not until it is finished with you. Savor everything. Cling to nothing. Live now, because living then won't be any better. The only way out of the labyrinth of suffering is to forgive. Fes est ab host docere. One should learn even from one's enemies. I live my life in widening circles that reach out across the world. You will find the key to success under the alarm clock. Done is better than perfect. Anger dwells only in the bosom of fools. In fact, the truth cannot be communicated until it is perceived. Beware of the small things. A small leak can sink a great ship. If you are not having fun, you are doing something wrong. A truth that's told with bad intent beats all the lies you can invent. I always felt like you had to be important to have enemies. The moon and the stars shine, even when the clouds hide the sunbeams. Maybe everyone can live beyond what they're capable of. The better organized the state, the duller its humanity. It is not death that a man should fear, but he should fear never beginning to live. Always blow your own trumpet. Blowing someone else's is unhygienic. The essence of technology is by no means anything technological. Many things are not as they seem. The worst things in life never are. If you think you have enough knowledge, you are still ignorant. Always be a learner. The only way you can know where the line is if you cross it. Hats have power. Hats can change you into someone else. Do good. Live in the most positive and joyful way possible every day. The longer we dwell on our misfortunes, the greater is their power to harm us. It is more important to be of pure intention than of perfect action. There is no progress or accomplishment without sacrifice. Fear can only grow in darkness. Once you face fear with light, you win. If you don't take risks, you will always work for someone who does. Life is like riding a bicycle. To keep your balance, you must keep moving. Build your opponent a golden bridge to retreat across. If you want to dine with perfection, you must toil with imperfection. But truly, if I were not Alexander, I would be Diogenes. The mind is its own place, and in itself can make a heaven of hell, a hell of heaven. Make your lives a masterpiece. You only get one canvas. Only those people create history who doesn't live in the future. Do not look for healing at the feet of those who broke you. I is for integrity. Be honest with yourself and others. What is right is not always popular, and what is popular is not always right. Life is short. Live it. Love is rare. Grab it. Anger is bad. Dump it. Fear is awful. Face it. Memories are sweet. Cherish them. If you make a mistake and do not correct it, this is called a mistake. A person who never made a mistake never tried anything new. No crime is a means to an end. No crime can be rationalized. Only courageous hearts can endure the bitterness of truth.